Welcome into Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health. Keep getting better. Jackson Dart, head coach Brian Daboll hugging it out after the Giants get the dub. 21-18 is the final score over the visiting Los Angeles Chargers, and that man right there is first career NFL start. Welcome to the show, Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health. Madeline Burke here alongside the Super Bowl champion Sean O'Hara. How good it feels to get a win at home for this Giants team. But Sean, Giants get their first win of the season, hand the Chargers their first loss of the season. Most importantly, on the first start for Jackson Dart, what an impressive performance, especially in the beginning of this game.
Madeline, there's pandemonium right now here. MetLife Stadium has come to life. Giants fans are hugging it out down there, and it's because of that man, Jackson Dart, the juice, the spark that they were talking about all week that they were hoping he would bring to this offense. He came to play today, and on the opening drive of the game, they go down and score a touchdown, a 15-yard rushing touchdown, the first of Jackson Dart's career. He would go on later to throw his first touchdown pass, but the start of this offense, there was energy that was provided. Cam Skattebo did a great job on the ground, but Jackson Dart elevated this offense with his legs. His ability, not just in the rushing touchdown category, but to kind of maneuver in the pocket and create different throwing angles. It provided a whole nother element to this offense, and you could tell the offense fed off of it. Cam Skattebo fell off it. The defense fed off of it.
Yeah.
And we saw Brian Daboll down there hugging it out with Jackson Dart. Everybody is fired up right now. This entire stadium was hugging at the end of this game. I haven't seen this stadium this jovial in a long time.
It was great to see. And especially you talked about just the balance of that opening drive, that first offensive drive. Jackson Dart leads the Giants down the field. Really balanced approach, too. Of the 9 plays, 7 of them were run plays, especially including that 15-yard run that Jackson Dart kept it himself. But establishing the run early is something we talk about week in and week out. How important was that for this offense this week?
Well, I think it was good for Cam Skattebo because he kind of beat the defense up a little bit. He wears people down. But some of those runs were actually Jackson Dart seeing the blitz and just tucking the ball and going. That was a designed pass play. We saw a lot of RPOs from him early on. The ball came out quick when he wanted to throw it. But as soon as he saw a blitz or he saw that run fake and there was a blitzer coming, he just put his head down and ran. And those positive yards on those plays is what ignited this offense, and it really forced the Chargers to get out of some of the blitzes early on in this game because they were worried about his ability to hurt them with his legs.
You mentioned Cam Skattebo, of course, a go-to option for Jackson Dart. The bromance is strong between these two. We'll see if the bromance is as strong between Scat and Paul Dottino, who's down on the field with Cam Skattebo. Now let's send it down.
Cam, I can't even imagine the feelings of having the monkey lifted off this team's back right now, getting this first win.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, we fought till the last 10 seconds of the game to the last 0 second. So I'm proud of these guys, man. We fought every down. You could just see in their eyes that they had no regret we were going to win that game, no doubt at all. So we came out and we knew we were going to win the game. We battled the whole time.
I know it's got to be tough as an offensive player watching the defense go out there and try to shut the door. That can be extremely nerve-wracking.
I mean, not with the defense we got. They obviously had a lineman go down early. One of their other guards were out. So we knew that the emphasis for this game was to beat them at the point of attack. And those guys did a great job. I mean, Dexter with the pick, almost 6. Burns had a couple great tackles. KT got back there a couple times. Abdul, a lot of pressures with Abdul. I mean, I'm watching those guys, and they're dominating. So, I mean, they did a great job today, held Herbert and the Chargers to 18. So, I mean, props to those guys.
Final question. Neighbors gets hurt. You don't have him the rest of the game, and I know you were trying to grind it out. But how emotionally difficult was it to see Neighbors come off, and then how did that change things for your offense?
Yeah, I mean, it was run the ball attack, the whole game. It sucks that he got hurt. I feel for him. We have his back, and he knows that. And we're going to ride with him every step of the way, no matter what happens.
Cam, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much to Tino. That interview with Cam Skattebo brought to you by Ford, the official vehicle of the New York Giants. As we take a look at his numbers today, Sean, what stands out to you about what you saw from Scat?
Well, look, you're seeing the production right there. But what you're not seeing is what he did as a blocker. because on that touchdown run that Jackson Dart had, he was the lead blocker. He looked like a darn fullback. Reminded me of Madison Hedgecock, the way he plowed his way into there.
He doesn't shy away from contact.
No, he looks for it. And his blocking in both the run game and some passing situations when they had a blitzer coming in, his ability to step up and attack that defender at the line of scrimmage was huge. It's not going to show up in the stat book, but his physical attitude, it's contagious. And you could see the rest of the offense feeding off of it. And also,
makes
defense
an impact on the game.
Fed off of it as well.
And the defense did as well. And we're going to get into that and much more as the show rolls on. But first, want to remind you guys, Giants fans, secure your seats now for Thursday night football at MetLife Stadium. We got fans out here cheering on the postgame show. Hope to see all of you out here for Giants Eagles on October 9th. Scan the QR code on your screen to lock in your tickets today. After the break, we're going to hear from head coach Brian Daboll. That and much more as we continue to break down the Giants' 21-18 win over the Chargers here on Giants Postgame Live.
Look closely. You'll see the great outdoors and an SUV fully equipped to conquer it. A 4x4 designed to handle muddy trails and steep hills. Load up the gear and load up on adventure. The Ford Bronco SUV. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Right now, competitive owners can lease a Ford Bronco for $299 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford stores.
For 10 years, donations to Tackle Kids Cancer have made a big difference in the lives of so many kids. So, instead of sending thank you cards, I'm sending thank you footballs. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Amanda. Thanks, Arthur. You can be the next to make a difference. Donate now to make our 10th year our biggest yet. From me to you, thanks.
Any further thoughts?
I think I need to do more with my money. Should I still be renting?
I live with my mom.
How much should I save for my kids' tuition?
What kids?
How early is early retirement? How much is in your 401k?
All my money's in checking.
What does the K stand for?
Ben, what's on your mind?
Could I be doing more with my money?
Let's look at where you're at and talk new goals.
Make sense of your money with Citizens. To test the toughness of the Kia Sorento X-Pro and the Kia Sorento Turbo Hybrid, we recreated some of the wettest springs, hottest summers, windiest falls, and coldest winters to prove these three-row SUVs were built for the unstoppable. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months, plus $1,000 retail bonus cash on the purchase of select new 2025 Sorento models.
There are 61 million Marias in the world, and no two function the same. Some age freely, some move imperfectly, and some think
it's probably low iron.
Some can do equations in their sleep, and some can't stay awake. 61 million Marias, who all deserve answers, just as unique as they are.
Drew, let's get right to it. Before we get to the interception, I want to ask you about the last tackle on Johnston, because if he gets away, that's a big problem.
Yeah, that's a hard one, man. That's one of them ones you got to get him down in bounds. And we, defense, we practice this every week, and we just execute it right there.
Of course, a little deja vu in Dallas. It got away from you. This time, no such thing.
No, it won't happen again. It won't.
All right, let's talk about your interception. All right, about 3 minutes left in that third quarter. You get the pick. There's a penalty marker on the play, and you get it down inside the 5. I know you wanted to go to the end zone, and I'm sure you were wondering, like, are they going to call it back?
Yeah, I definitely was thinking that. I should have ignored it and scored, but I was thinking, I don't know, but, you just do the right things, the ball going to come your way, and that's what happened.
What was it about this inspired defensive effort? Was the spark of Dart part of that you guys kind of knew you had to help the rookie out?
You know, it's just one of them things. We knew who we are. We knew what our opportunity was with Dart starting, and we had to stand up. It's about time we stood up. And we've been doing this, and we knew who we was, and we came out here and executed today.
What does the first win mean for this team?
It means so much. You just need one, man. And one and keep them going. That's all we wanted. Was just the first one. Now we're going to start rolling.
Dru Phillips, thanks for your time. Congrats.
Thank you.
As Paul Dottino with Dru Phillips, brought to you by Ford, the official vehicle of the New York Giants. Dru Phillips with an interception on the day, his second on the season. He and Dexter Lawrence each had one, both downed inside the 5. Sean, I really thought we were going to see a thick 6 in this one. The Giants, though, don't have a win like they do over the Chargers without the performance we saw from this defense.
Yeah, everybody was rooting for Dexter Lawrence to get in the end zone, but Dru Phillips with another monster interception. That's his second one on the season. He had one in Dallas as well. But how about this defense? All right, the talk was, listen, Justin Herbert's leading the NFL in passing yards. He's averaging 287 yards passing per game, best in the NFL. And this Giants defense clamped down on it. They got after him. They had 5 sacks in this game. And I thought the defensive front took over this ball game. They played on their side of the line of scrimmage. I thought the defense played spirited. They were physical. They were flying around to the football. It certainly helps when the offense is doing their part. Kind of juiced up the defense too.
Yeah, and not an easy task. The number 6 offense in the National Football League, but this defense came to play. A really balanced attack, helped the offense do what they needed to do as well. A 21-18 win is the final score. But you know what? We got to talk a little bit about the passing game, and we want to get some insight from a wide receiver. So let's send it back down to Paul Dottino on the field, who's standing by with Brandon London. Guys, what did you see?
There was no question about it, Madeline. The Giants' offensive game plan was to do a little bit of confusion against this Chargers defense. Particularly, the Giants during that first drive, which was so successful, they used Malik Neighbors more in the slot than they had been during the first 3 weeks of the season. Now, as a receiver, Brandon, how difficult is that for Malik to change his role in the offense, and what does that do to the secondary when, obviously, they probably weren't expecting it?
It's not hard at all for Neighbors because we talk about every position's interchangeable. You may be an X, but you need to understand what the slot and what the Z has on the backside. So when we talk about moving him around in different spots, football is a game of chess with live players. Brian Daboll wanted to identify how they were going to try and take away his playmaker.
All right, now, Neighbors gets injured in the game. He's got to come out. All of a sudden, the Giants' wide receiving core and the offense is without their most lethal weapon. How does that change things? Maybe not only with the game plan, but with the emotions of that receiving core.
Next man up mentality. You saw everyone come off that sideline and kind of galvanize around Malik Neighbors because they know what his production means to this team, but his leadership as well. But you don't have time to feel bad for yourself. This is the NFL. Guys stepped up, made plays when it was time to. May not have been a big play down the field, but you get catches to keep the chains moving and to keep that rookie quarterback as comfortable as possible.
Now, in talking to Cam Skattebo coming off of the field, he said they knew they were going to grind it out, be physical, be conservative, win at the line of scrimmage. So as a receiving core, you know it's going to be that kind of game. You're probably not going to get a bunch of long passes. In fact, the Giants only completed 5 passes of 10 yards or more. So what kind of mentality do you have to adopt at that point?
You manage your expectations, but you expect anything. Jackson Dart's a guy that likes to throw the football down the field, but as a receiver that needs a win, per se, you don't play for fantasy points, you play for real points. You just step up and make the play however it comes your way. And these guys did that today.
By the way, just a little bit of a stat here. First time a Giants defensive tackle has an interception since Snacks Harrison back in 2017 against Kansas City. That courtesy of Dexter Lawrence today. And Sean, I know guys in the trenches love to get their hands on the football.
Oh, 100% Paulie D, and that's a great stat. The last interception was another nose guard, Snacks Harrison. So the big fellas showing their athleticism. How about Dexter Lawrence? Not only batting the ball, but then to himself, making the catch, and then rumbling towards the end zone. All
the fact that Justin Herbert was the one who tackled him, too.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to hear
that.
It's
one of those that just happened moments.
I got tackled by the quarterback, but everybody wanted to see the thick 6 and the sexy Dexy dance. I know it's one of your personal favorites, but what an unbelievable play by Dexter Lawrence. And, of course, the defense, whenever they can give you the ball offensively that close to the end zone, good things happen.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, the Giants had to settle for a field goal there, but they got points on the board out of that play. Good things all around. All right, Giants fans, guests of our postgame show receive a gift certificate to Ben and Jack's located on 44th Street in Manhattan. From the celebrated porterhouse to finer seafood, Ben and Jack's will surpass your expectations of what a steakhouse should be. Giants fans gassed up here at the top of section 144, watching Giants postgame live, brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health. Keep getting better. We're back with more after this.
When you make your dip super creamy with Hellmann's, your new boyfriend can know nothing about football.
Oh, he touched it down.
Bro, I saw the team.
And still fit in just fine.
Have you tried the dip?
Oh, great fumble.
Great fumble.
That's a Hail Mayo.
Act now to get $7,500 EV lease incentive. Current lessees of an eligible competitive luxury brand vehicle get this low mileage lease on this Optic Luxury One for around $449 per month.
Progress. It can be fast. It can be slow. It can be disruptive. But one thing it can't be is stopped. While progress might seem inevitable, breakthroughs come from supercharging it, delivering business outcomes at scale, fulfilling aspirations with compassion, innovating responsibly. Whether it's day-to-day success or transformational gains, we supercharge progress to change the game.
When you make your dip super creamy with Hellmann's, your new boyfriend can know nothing about football.
Oh, he touched it down.
Bro, I saw the team.
And still fit in just fine.
Have you tried the dip?
Oh, great fumble.
Great fumble.
That's a Hail Mayo.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I end up going to a dentist and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. This was a game changer. It's smaller than other night guards that I tried, which is a good thing because it doesn't make me gag. It could fit on the top or the bottom of the teeth. It's lightweight and super comfortable. Other mouth guards go all the way to the back. This allows the back teeth to continue to touch. Now this is where most of the grinding and clenching occurs. Now the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Go to brooksnightguard.com and use promo code BROOKS48.
Moody's decode risk, unlock opportunity. Learn more at moodys.com. Welcome back to Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health. Keep getting better. Madeline Burke alongside some Super Bowl champs, Sean O'Hara, Carl Banks. The Giants coming away with a 21-18 win over the visiting Los Angeles Chargers. Carl, we talked quite a bit about how much impressive we saw from Jackson Dart, the rookie, getting his first start on offense, but the defense was imperative in this win.
Well, it was, and because they played kind of one of these games where you want to get a mistake-free team unsettled, right? They weren't perfect, but Shane Bowen's game plan was spot on, and the guys just executed as well as they could, especially the pass rush was everything in this game. And even when they weren't getting sacks, it kept their offense off schedule.
Yeah, I thought it was a great start defensively. We always talk about starting fast. The first possession, 3 and out.
Yep.
Then the second possession, another punt, and then an interception. So the first 3 possessions, boom, got them off the field. Great start for the defense.
Great start for the defense, and so strong and so important to have that start and that pressure, but also a great finish for the defense.
Well, again, that's what you want. A defense that takes the field and says whatever it takes today. You guys, offense, go do what you can. We got it from here. Wherever you leave it, we got it. And that's, you know, that's Giant defense. That's team defense. And these are the things that, you know, makes you feel great about watching the effort from week 1 to where we are today, is that this is what has brought them together, their accountability. But when you get in a game like this, when the stakes are high, and it's like wherever you leave us, we got it. That's Giant football.
And you know the fans feel good about it. We've seen the celebrations, but the coach has got to feel great about the first Giants win of the season, 21-18. Let's head down to the podium where head coach Brian Daboll is addressing the media.
All right, so good to get a win. Don't have much on the injury front. Haven't talked to the trainers yet. So good to get a win. Proud of the team, all of them.
At Jackson Dart, this is kind of a two-part question. Can you take us what you saw from him in that first drive of the game and then his overall game and leading you guys to that first win?
Yeah, I mean, that's his job as a quarterback, make good decisions, convert, make the right choice. You know, wasn't perfect, didn't expect it to be in his first game, but a tough opponent, you know, 3-0 team with a pretty good defense. Thought he made good decisions, thought we ran the ball well. I thought we controlled the game for the most part. Had some turnovers on defense. But I think the young man played well within himself. Made a huge play when he needed to Theo on that third down play. So happy we got him.
For you guys to turn to the rookie, for you to make that decision to go to Jackson.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
It took a lot for you guys to make the decision to go to Jackson this early in the year, and for you to respond though with a victory, like you said, against this team. What does it mean, and do you feel any vindication at all for the move to him?
No, I mean we're trying to go 1-0. You know, we closed it out this game. You know, missed the closing out a couple weeks ago, so there was some improvement in that area. You know, I thought the running backs ran hard. We only had 2 of them up. They both ran hard. Motor and Scat line played pretty well. But again, defensively, I thought we created some pressure on Herbert. They hit us on a couple explosives there in the second, and you know, the long run. Look, it's good to get a win. I'm happy for our players. I'm happy for our coaches. They put a lot of time and effort and energy into us. Jackson has. You know, all quarterbacks do, but, you know, for a young player to come out here in his first game against a 3-0 team with Herbert as quarterback and the defense, you know, the way they were playing, I think it says a lot about our guys. I think it says a lot about 6.
How does it feel for you to get this win?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to get a win. That's the goal, but I'm more happy for the assistant coaches, the players. You know, we put a lot of effort into this. Haven't got the results we want. We're close. You know, one game, not close in other games. But credit goes to, you know, the guys that are staying there late at night and the players that are busting their cans. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of all the guys that contributed, which is not just the guys that were out there. It's the practice squad guys. It's, but give a lot of credit to our guys and try to build off of this next week. I know 6 is probably going to be sore. I mean, he gutted it out. Son's a tough son of a, you know what, he's tough. But I knew that.
Coach, congratulations on the win. You talk a lot about the red zone offense. You had a couple of chances again today.
Yeah, well, what did we end up, 2 for 4, or what was it?
Yeah. 2 for 5.
What was it? 2 for 5. Not good enough. I mean, we were trying to run it in. You know, I thought we had a chance on the corner there with Scat. Guy made a nice play. You know, work in progress. We've been working our tails off on it. Wanted to try to, you know, run the ball in this week. So we'll keep working on it. That'll go a long way. We're getting down there. Got to continue to improve in that area.
When Malik went down, you know, everyone goes around him. To see him carted off, I'm sure was a very difficult thing for everybody.
Yeah, anytime anybody gets injured, it is.
You know, a guy like him, obviously such an important player. When do you think your team needed to show you something or show themselves something after that? That can be a jarring thing in a close game like that.
No, I mean, they're grown men that compete their tails off in a professional football game. Injuries happen. Certainly not happy about it, whether it was Malik or anybody else. But unfortunately, this is a business of injury. And I feel terrible for Malik's injury. We'll see where it's at. You know, he's an important piece of our team, but the guys that play behind him, you know, just like last year when Slay went in, you know, Seattle, and the week after that, whatever it may be, everybody gets paid to do a job, and it's the next man up.
You mentioned the completion of Theo and how big of a moment that was.
Yeah.
Was there any hesitation at all to
call a pass?
To call a pass in that spot, and why?
No. You know, it's interesting with that play. It was a little bunch play. We've worked it one way for, you know, I don't know, 10 years since we've been running a play. And, you know, Dart sees me in the locker room right before I come out here. He's like, you know, on that play we ran, Theo and I talked about that, what it was yesterday, the day before, and that if we get this look, I want you to sit. We normally don't really sit on it. So that's a credit to 2 young players playing the game. and having confidence in a critical time to do what they talked about, whether studying film. And look, I got a lot of confidence in our rookie quarterback. But he's a rookie quarterback, so there's going to be mistakes that be made. We know that. There'll be more next week. There was some this week. It's not going to be perfect. I've went through this before, 7 years ago, whatever it may be. But the way he extended plays, that penalty on John, I think what they call it on John Michael, 7-yard run or whatever it was. Who was it on, Dan? Okay. That was a big one because that was a huge play. But, the run in the end zone, kid's a competitor. It's not going to be perfect. I'm sure he'll be the first one to tell you there's a lot that he can do better. We got to continue to help him do it better. But I like his traits. I like his toughness. I'm glad we got him.
Briefly touch on the defense.
You mentioned.
I'm sorry. I'll get you in a minute.
Dave, you mentioned it. What a tough son of a dog
Yeah.
is. There's no question he is. But he took a lot of shots. He took a lot of shots today. And how do you kind of balance that competitiveness?
I trust him. I think there's different shots you take. We watch them every week. There's going to be shots when you run through. That play that they jumped off sides or off sides, was it 4th down or whatever it was? The crowd was going crazy. You hit it for 2 yards. There's different shots you don't want to take you want to try to minimize them. But part of what I love about him is what he did in college. He's tough. He's a competitor. So I'm glad he's our young quarterback.
You briefly touched.
Again, and there's going to be a lot of growing pains, I'm just telling you. But his job is to go out there and do what we need to do to win as a quarterback, whether it's run it a bunch, make a big 3rd down play. Again, there's a lot of things to improve on, though, from him, and he'll be the first to tell you. But let's give credit to the other guys around him, how the backs ran, the receivers blocked. We ran the ball more. I don't know, what did we run for? I don't have it. We run for what? Dan, you know? No, you don't know? Okay. 161. Okay, so I'll take that. Stuff to improve in the red zone, stuff to improve in the passing game, and credit to the defense for closing it out, getting 2 big turnovers. Dexter rumbling down there. I thought Jude did a good job. But again, it's one game. Our goal is to win that one game, 1 week. I'm happy we did. Certainly a lot of things to clean up. We're close in other games, not close in other ones, but the goal is just to continue to improve, and I'm happy for the players and the coaches.
That sound from head coach Brian Daboll, brought to you by Ford, the official vehicle of the New York Giants. One thing that stands out about what the coach says is he's got a lot of confidence in the rookie quarterback, saying how tough Jackson Dart is, saying 6 gutted it out. We know he had a hamstring injury in the first half, played through it, took a lot of hits, but with the physicality of the game, how important is it, especially as a rookie showing up in that way, to set that standard?
I didn't know coming out after the half what it would look like. We were questioned because all we saw were the replays of him grabbing and flexing his hamstring, and then he comes out and he takes off in the first series. I'm like, well, that answers the questions. And it also, we all see it if we've been around him, he's got moxie. That's what that is, right? He's not letting you see that there's any deficiencies in his game. He's going to go out and give it everything he has.
And not just moxie, but also the communication with his teammates. We heard Coach Daboll talking about how he and Theo Johnson kind of collaborated and said, hey, if we get this look, I want you to sit on it. How important is that for a young quarterback?
Yeah, it's a great point, Madeline. And Daboll talked about the confidence. Look, that's not blind faith. This confidence is built through time under tension and time spent together. And the fact that you have a rookie quarterback that he's thinking about a play when he's off the field. This didn't happen on the field or in the meeting room. This was something that he came to Daboll and said, hey, man, I've been thinking about this, and I already spoke to Theo about it. Like, that's the kind of take charge attitude you want from your leader. And I think when you look at Jackson Dart, the way he plays, he's feisty. He's in there scrapping. He doesn't want to slide. He wants to punish guys. He's playing with a chip on his shoulder. Even when he had that big run, he tried to stiff arm the defender.
With his throwing hand.
Don't do it with your right hand. Like, next time, use your left hand. We don't want
another Instagram story saying, I promise I'll slide.
Yeah, there's some things that he's definitely got to learn. But I think, look, Daboll, the confidence in him is built in the fact that he has tested him mentally. He understands that, look, this is what I'm supposed to do with the football. He trusts him to take care of the football. And I think when you trust a guy and you empower him in that way, Jackson Dart could go out and just play free. He's not worried about, man, if I make a mistake, Daboll's going to be up my butt.
He feels the trust and the support of his coaching
and
staff. And as
proven
Daboll said, you know what, this is a good win for the team, for the players, and for the coaching staff. A great win to get under their belts. Giants fans, we want to remind you guys, come out and run the Giants Foundation 5K and Kids Run presented by Quest. On Sunday, October 26th, scan the QR code on your screen or visit giants.com/5K for details and to register. You might even get to race against Sean O'Hara.
Let's do it.
This one. After the break, we're going to hear from some defensive players. Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, that and more on Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health. Keep getting better.
Look closely at this truck. You'll see hard work, a great adventure, and so much more. Inside and out, it's designed for the family, the road trip, and the most demanding job. The Ford F-150. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Right now, returning lessees can lease a Ford F-150 for $319 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford stores.
Said if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You gotta know when to hold. Pull 'em already.
Know when to fold 'em.
Know when to walk away.
Travel.
Know when to run. Run, run, run!
He's automatic from the 40.
You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
And now, your NFL airmen led by Peyton Manning. Omaha! They've changed course.
Peyton Manning?
They're going for the lead! Whoa! Touchdown!
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
I shouldn't have called that audible. Thanks. What?
If history has taught us anything, it's not to root against the underdog.
The British are coming!
It pays to know what's coming.
Check the group chat!
Every great leap began with a bold first step. And there's no shortage of second chances. Against impossible odds. You don't stand down. You swing first. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
You know how important a garage or a shop is. It's where good things are built and broken things get fixed. I started Brunt my home garage because the workwear industry wasn't working for my buddies in the trades. These guys deserve a brand that actually stands behind them and listens to their needs. We're a little bit bigger now, and so is the garage. Every week, our team gathers at the Brunt garage and we open up for our customers and local workers to hang out, get feedback on our products, and be part of what we're doing here at Brunt. We're building something better.
Time now for today's scoring drive of the game, brought to you by Citizens. As a reminder, for every scoring drive this season, Citizens, the official bank of the Giants, will donate $750 to the Giants Foundation to support their work in the community. For the scoring drive of the game, we take you to the first quarter, the first offensive drive for rookie starter Jackson Dart. 9 plays, 89 yards, took 4 minutes and 17 seconds off the clock, capped by a 15-yard rushing touchdown from Jackson Dart, getting in the end zone, put the Giants up 7-0 early. Welcome back to Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health. Keep getting better. The Giants come away with a Week 4 win over the visiting Chargers. 21-18 is the final score. For more on this one, let's send it down to the locker room where Paul Dottino is with some of the defensive playmakers.
Abdul, I think by all accounts, this was your most effective game so far with the Giants. What allowed you to step it up in this one?
Just doing my job, allowing my teammates to help me out, me doing my job, my teammates doing their job, and we all coming together. So I'm just happy we got the win.
Why was the pass rush so incredibly effective today? I mean, Justin Herbert's one of the elite quarterbacks in this league.
I give credit to Jackson and the offense, putting us in a good situation. We had a lead, so the offense going to have to pass the ball a little bit more. Got a chance for us to go hunt out there, and I feel like we did a good job.
Let's speak about Jackson for a second. He gets his first start. The building is electrified by seeing him come in. How much did that help the entire bench and the entire lineup?
We seen it ever since training camp. You know, every time he come out there, you know, he's doing this thing, making his plays. And just during the season at practice, when he was going with the D squad, just helping us out, being a look for us on offense. He never took that as a slight. He went out there and gave his best, and I feel like everything he did throughout the week, throughout camp, it showed today.
Now, on a personal level, I'm sure at Penn State you may have had a mistake or two in a game, and you had the fourth down offsides. But it looked like that made you triply more focused the rest of the game. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I never want to make a critical mistake like that. I put that touchdown on me. You know, if I do my job, stay on sides, that don't happen. But obviously I learned from it, and I use it as motivation.
All right, so how much does this win mean to the team?
It means a lot, but it's just one. You know, we're going to celebrate this tonight, then we're going to prepare for New Orleans.
Kayvon, very strong defensive effort today, and obviously you guys are on the field to finally lock it down. It's had to feel very good.
It felt good, man. It felt amazing to get a win. It's the first one, but we got to get used to it. You know, it's just a start.
How difficult is it to deal with Herbert in this high-powered passing attack?
I mean, they're a great team. He's a great quarterback. You know, that's my college quarterback. So, great player, but we was able to get to him today.
Okay, 20 quarterback pressures from you, Abdul, and Burns. Just the three of you.
20? All three of us, we had 20 pressures combined. Whew. Young Buck making us look old. Nah, you probably had 5.
What do you think's allowed you guys to, the progression of the course of the season to get to this point now?
Buying in. Everybody's buying in. Everybody is kind of loving their roles. And I'm going to keep mine too. Everybody's loving their roles. Everybody's buying in. The back end is gelling together, so quarterback got to start holding that ball.
Kayvon, the electricity in the building today because of Dart's first start, how much was that a factor for you guys on the bench and on the field?
I mean, for us, you know, we take pride in all our teammates, so, you know, having him step in was another day, you know. But for us on the defense, we knew that, you know, this was going to be a big game for us, for him, for the stadium, so, you know, we was going to have to bring our best.
That locker room sound from Kayvon Thibodeau and Abdul Carter, brought to you by Ford, the official vehicle of the New York Giants, as we take a look at Kayvon's numbers from the Giants' Week 4 win over the Chargers. We heard his reaction, Carl, when we're talking about those pressures getting on the quarterback, Justin Herbert. Now, Joe Alt, the starting left tackle, did leave the game in the first quarter, an impactful player for that Chargers offensive line, but still, not for nothing, this Giants defense got pressure on the quarterback.
Well, they got pressure with him in there. That's how he got hurt.
Yeah.
What I love about this effort defensively, not just for the guys that were on the field, but the fans that were encouraging, that got them juiced up. You heard the cries of defense, and I'm happy that they had a reason to do that. But we talked all offseason about how formidable this front could be. You saw it without games, just extra effort by Dexter on the interception, right? Big fourth down stop by a big third down stop by Brian Burns, and just pressure all the time. Some individual, some game. So I think what you're seeing here is the way this team is starting to gel. And Shane Bowen, from where he started to where he is now, I think this is what he envisioned when he started putting this defense together.
When we talked about the balanced attack too, we heard them mentioning how the offense put the defense in a good position, Sean.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, look, we saw both sides playing off of each other. I thought this defense coming into the game, listen, this was the matchup that was in our favor. Sure. Our defensive line against their O-line. And then Joe Alt goes down. They're already down Rayshawn Slater, their left tackle, who tore his ACL earlier on this year. And I think there was blood in the water, and they were in full attack mode. They were getting after the quarterback. It was great to see. And look, Kayvon Thibodeau said, look, like, we're out there doing our job. There's no way you couldn't feel this. Like, every human felt the energy when the Giants went down and scored on that first touchdown. This place was rocking, and I think that lifts everybody up. Look, I'll say this, all right? Offenses score points, all right? And that's how you win championships. But defenses win championships. Every Lombardi trophy that the Giants organization has is because we had a wrecking crew up front. Yes. We had a great defense, and that's what the fans love to see. And they were cheering every time it was third down. They were on their feet. They were rocking and rolling. It's because those guys were getting home.
You guys know a thing or two about a Lombardi. Two-time Super Bowl champ Carl Banks.
You got to
fight.
fight.
That's a wrap for you on this show today.
It's a Lombardi.
Sean and I are going to be bringing it home as we keep. I like that. I'm here for that one. We've got more to come here on Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health. Keep getting better. After the break, we'll hear from the Rook, Jackson Dart. What do you say? Stay with us. We'll be back for more.
Risk gets a bad rap. It punishes the unprepared. The game hits hard. But those who embrace risk and translate it No, it isn't the opponent. It's the opportunity. At Moody's, we break risk down. We spot the shift. Because the smartest play often comes down to seeing what others don't. Moody's. Decode risk. Unlock opportunity.
For thrills. For celebrations. For intimacy. For triumph. We all have reasons for wanting to be healthy. When you test with Quest, you and your doctor can track your health over time to reveal patterns. With the bigger picture, you can transform your future health. And that might be the most important reason of all. For all your reasons, Quest.
Get 1.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of select new 2026 Sportage models.
When you donate to Tackle Kids Cancer at Hackensack Meridian Health, you're not just making a big difference, you're making a giant difference. That's why we're making a giant deal out of it.
It needs to be bigger, right?
100% of donations go to patients and their families.
Give this a spin.
Helping kids be kids. And no cause
Go deep.
is more giant than that.
Looking good.
Join me and Scan to tackle kids' cancer today.
It was bigger on the package.
Limpio, refrescante y fácil.
Cuando lo uso me siento limpio, realmente limpio. Presentamos Skunky, la ducha de 60 segundos. La nueva forma de bañarse y estar perfectamente limpio de pies a cabeza sin tener que entrar en una ducha. Agrega solo unas gotas de agua y está listo para usar. Skunky elimina eficazmente el aceite y la suciedad de la piel y el cabello. Solo sécate con una toalla y listo, sin residuos pegajosos. Usa Skunky después del gimnasio o un día de trabajo largo. Imprescindible para excursiones, pesca o campamentos. Skunky es increíble para niños activos e imprescindible para el cuidado de adultos. Llama ya y obtén 20 toallitas de ducha Skunky de 60 segundos por solo $9.99. Ordena ya y te enviaremos 5 más absolutamente gratis. Son 25 duchas por solo $9.99. Hay un límite estricto de un paquete familiar por pedido a este increíble bajo precio. Ordena ya.
Llama al 1-800-580-7431 o visite compresconky.com. Así que llama al 1-800-580-7431 o visite compresconky.com. Ordena ya.
Y'all know what it is, man. We got that dog, baby. Big dog. Big dog. Already, man. Let's get it.
Big Blue.
What's going on, Big Blue? Hey. It's 4-4 and 6 in a trap. Big Dubs.
Appreciate you guys for the support.
Blue,
wasn't easy, wasn't clean. Found a way to win the game and pull out a big dub. So appreciate you guys for your support. On to the next week.
Boy, we won! Hey, I appreciate y'all coming out showing love. You know, it means the world, man. Go Giants.
A lot of joy from those players out there, Sean.
There's nothing better than winning at home. Like, you got the drum line going on down there. You could see the genuine excitement. They won a game at home, gave the fans exactly what they came to see.
In front of the home fans. Welcome back to Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health. Keep getting better. Madeline Burke, Sean O'Hara breaking down the Giants' Week 4 win over the visiting Chargers. 21-18 is the final score. For more, let's send it down to the locker room and hear from Brian Burns.
So, Brian, the pass rush today was very, very potent. I'm sure this is kind of what you were expecting from the very get-go of the season, right?
Yeah. It was good. Everybody ate respectfully, and it was a good day.
The sack that you had, the third down with about 2.5 minutes to go, that forced them to punt the football. Incredibly important play. It looked like you got extra emphasis on gearing that one up.
Yeah, I asked for that one. We had that play call earlier, and they kind of hit us for a big game. But I told Coach to run it back, and he trusted me. I trust him.
Could you contrast the feelings of holding this one and locking it down in the final seconds with a 3-point lead as opposed to what happened in Dallas?
You said, how's it feel different?
Yeah.
The plays that we we lacked making in Dallas, we made today. So, that's ultimately why we got this dub. That sack, it was some crucial run stops that we had. And you know, the way Scat was running the ball, it's just these plays is what we needed in Dallas, but we, you know, corrected it and we got him today. So
Talking to Skattebo on the field, he said he knew it was going to be a grinded-out game in the trenches, probably figuring it'd be low scoring. Defensively, when you guys know that going in, do you have to pick it up an extra couple notches to know you have to hold down Justin Herbert?
I mean, yeah, that's in the back of your mind, but at the same time, it's like that should always be on our mind, whether we have that situation or not. You understand? Like, it always should be on our mind as a defense to take the ball away, make it easy for our offense, and, you know, just outplay the other defense. So the emphasis on taking the ball away and making the game easy and starting fast should always be there, but it was definitely there today.
Brian, could you tell Justin looked a little, after you hit him, he looked pretty frustrated, slams the ball.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, every quarterback gonna feel that way. But we got a lot of hits on him, honestly. You know, he's a great quarterback, you know. You have to affect a guy like that, especially with the weapons that he has. You got to affect a guy like that and try to keep him in a box. So I feel like we did that for the most part. You know, we changed it up a little bit. Abdul got a lot more rushes on the edge. I was inside a lot more, you know, roaming around. So it was a different look, but it was successful.
Is there anything better when you see a quarterback get frustrated? Is there anything better as a defensive rusher than when you see a quarterback get frustrated?
I'm not going to answer that, but frustration is good.
How surprising was the athleticism of Dexter Lawrence on the tip ball reception and the race to the end zone? You didn't realize it?
No, I didn't realize during the play. I'd seen it on the screen afterwards. I was in there fighting, so I didn't know what happened. But, I mean, Dexter's amazing, bro. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? I credit a lot of our success, me, Abdul, KT, also to Dex, because, you know, just from him being a leader, just from him, you know, showing us and crafting us in certain ways, in certain aspects of our rushes, and also just the attention that he demands, you know what I'm saying? He's freeing us up a lot. I just want to free him up, you know what I mean? So.
That sound from Brian Burns brought to you by Ford, the official vehicle of the New York Giants, as we take a look at Burns' numbers against the Chargers today. And I want to remind you all, it's about 85 degrees outside. Watching him wear that fleece vest just made me a little bit warm. But you know what? Shout out to Burns, bringing the heat in the fashion and in the game. Sean, one thing that stood out to me that he was telling Paul was that, you know, a lot of the plays that the Giants defense made today, Sunday against the Chargers, were plays that they wanted to make and didn't quite complete against the Cowboys. How important is it to have those moments where they're, all right, let's teach, let's learn, let's build off of our failures of the past?
The most frustrating thing for a defensive lineman is an almost sack. Like, you beat your guy and you get there right as the ball gets out. So they've been so close so many times, but they were harassing Herbert all game long. And look, they had 2 sacks combined as a defense. They should have had a third because Abdul Carter had Herbert in the grass, and as he's going down, he just throws the ball away. Intentional grounding was the result, but that should have been a sack for Abdul Carter. You could see that they are playing off of each other really well, and he mentioned Abdul Carter on the edge a little bit more. So now they're taking turns going outside. He's a different cat on the outside. Now he can use that speed. So I thought Brian Burns had another phenomenal game. He has been so ferocious and so consistent. Those 4 quarterback hits, those things add up. And now all of a sudden the quarterback feels those. And I think this defense really kind of took over the game.
Yeah.
And I think everybody fed off of that. This is exactly what you want to see from them.
And the ability to frustrate the quarterback, while Burns wouldn't fully admit, he did smile and say, you know what, that's always a good thing when the opposing quarterback is in that regard. All right, we've got more to come, but Giants fans, want to remind you guys to download the Giants app. It's an all-new mobile app for breaking news, exclusive videos, Giants shorts, and the Pocket Game Day Ticket Holders Hub. Just download it for free at the App Store or on Google Play. We've got more to come on the show. We're breaking down a Week 4 win. After the break, we'll hear from the quarterback, Jackson Dart, talking on Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health.
Look closely. You'll see the great outdoors and an SUV fully equipped to conquer it. A 4x4 designed to handle muddy trails and steep hills. Load up the gear and load up on adventure. The Ford Bronco SUV. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Right now, competitive owners can lease a Ford Bronco for $299 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford stores.
And now, your NFL airmen led by Peyton Manning. Omaha! They changed course.
Peyton Manning?
They're going for the beer! Whoa! Touchdown!
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
I shouldn't have called that audible. mate.
What? Progress. It can be fast. It can be slow. It can be disruptive. But one thing it can't be is stopped. While progress might seem inevitable, breakthroughs come from supercharging it, delivering business outcomes at scale, fulfilling aspirations with compassion, innovating responsibly. Whether it's day-to-day success or transformational gains, we supercharge progress to change the game.
Act now to get $7,500 EV lease incentive. Current lessees of an eligible competitive luxury brand vehicle get this low mileage lease on this Lyric Luxury One for around $529 per month.
And this is an important step for all our employees.
Blah, 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 blah.
Certain you're a mule?
Yeah.
Are you for imprint certain?
Oh boy.
Certainty matters. So when you need the right high-quality promotional products, printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time, that's the certainty of 4imprint. Wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team by visiting 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
Giant football is on the air.
From the start, the Giants got the offense going, the defense going.
They played lights out.
This team is going in the right direction.
Welcome into Giants Postgame.
Touchdown, Eagles.
We know who we are, who we have in the locker room. We just got to keep battling.
Finally slammed down by Dexter Lawrence.
Every week they go in and they give everything they got.
Impact plays, folks. They makes you want to go out there and put pads on yourself.
Touchdown.
That was a fun second half. Thriller indeed. Today's player of the game brought to you by HCL Tech, supercharging progress, the official digital transformation partner of the New York Giants. The player of the game in the Week 4 win over the Chargers. Who else? Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart getting his first career start, finishes 13 of 20, 111 passing yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, plus a rushing touchdown and 54 rushing yards on the ground. Get you a quarterback who can do it both, Sean. We saw him using his arm, using his legs, using his moxie out there as the Giants get their win.
Yeah, immediate impact on the offense, and you could just see the different plays that were developed for Jackson Dart. A lot of plays out of shotgun, a lot of RPOs where he faked the runs, and then a lot of the ball came out quick. And they were attacking the middle of the field a lot more with Jackson Dart. So you could definitely see there was a change in the offensive style and the scheme. And I thought he did a great job of creating different throws with his legs. He would evade the pod of the pocket, climb the pocket, and he was very decisive so many times when he saw the defense was blitzing or he saw something open up, the Red Sea parted, and he just took off running. So
right. And not
those decisions were good for the offense.
And not just the middle of the field. You know, we saw him try to go deep a couple of times. That wasn't quite hitting today, but we saw him hit those first and second level throws as well.
Yeah, and those are great move the chains kind of throws. You know, he took a couple of shots early on, almost had one to Malik. Then, of course, the one where Malik got hurt as well. So those type of throws kind of stress the defense. So you could see he had that ability. One of them, he kind of did it on the run. And then, of course, his first touchdown pass as a New York Giant, of course, it's a little shovel pass.
Yeah.
A little shovel pass to Theo.
Really, yeah,
it was
chest
great design.
pass almost, and Theo hit the spin move, got
Yeah.
in there. They went for two.
I thought, you know, look, all of the physical attributes he showed and put on display, and you couldn't really understand what that was going to look like until he went out and did it. But the one thing that he is continually to show throughout this is unbelievable poise. Out there, he never looked rattled. He never looked hurried. He always looked like he was in control, and he found a way to make plays, just kind of being a player, just going out there and playing above the X and O's. That's when you know you've got a special talent.
Absolutely. You mentioned Malik Neighbors' injury. We don't quite know the specifics of it. We do know he was carted off the field in the first half. The entire Giants team huddled around him, wishing him the best. All right, we're going to continue to break this one down and look ahead to next week. More to come here on Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health. Keep getting better. The Giants with a Week 4 win over the Chargers, 21-18. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Look closely at this truck. You'll see hard work, a great adventure, and so much more. Inside and out, it's designed for the family, the road trip, and the most demanding job. The Ford F-150. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Right now, returning lessees can lease a Ford F-150 for $319 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford stores.
Risk gets a bad rap. It punishes the unprepared. The game hits hard. But those who embrace risk and translate it know it isn't the opponent, it's the opportunity. At Moody's, we break risk down. We spot the shift, because the smartest play often comes down to seeing what others don't. Moody's, decode risk, unlock opportunity.
Said if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You gotta know when to hold 'em. Pull 'em already.
Know when to fold 'em.
Know when to walk away.
Travel. Know when to run. Run, run, run! He's automatic from the 40.
You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
Any free thoughts?
I think I need to do more with my money. Should I still be renting?
I live with my mom.
How much should I save for my kids' tuition?
What kids?
How early is early retirement? How much is in your 401k?
All my money's in checking.
What does the K stand for?
Ben, what's on your mind?
Could I be doing more with my money?
Let's look at where you're at and talk new goals.
Make sense of your money with Citizens.
Past 10 years, Untuckit has sold more button-downs than anyone else. More shirts, more happy customers, and more stores. But what we don't talk about enough is the insane quality we weave into each style. We're not just selling shirts, we're selling perfection. From our proprietary stay-put collars to unbreakable buttons and heat-lock thread. We also have exceptional quality control, so there's no shrinkage and each style fits the same over and over. Come try us today at untuckit.com.
If history has taught us anything, it's not to root against the underdog, against impossible odds. You don't stand down. You swing first. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
How we doing?
Jackson, congrats on the win in your first NFL start. What a game it was for you. You had a rushing touchdown in your first drive, the shovel pass to Theo. Took a lot of hits. How are you feeling both mentally and physically?
Yeah, it was just a football game. I think that's just the best way to describe it. Obviously this experience was a special one, being my first one. And I'm just grateful to have the guys around me that I had. I obviously want to give a big shout out to Russ. I know that this week probably wasn't the easiest thing, but he handled it like a professional and just was a mentor for me. So, obviously just have a ton of respect for him, and it goes for Jameis as well, just getting me prepared for this week. And, really just proud of the guys being able to battle through some adversity throughout the game. And, it's not always going to be the cleanest, but I was just happy that we were able to come out with the win.
How are you feeling physically?
I feel good.
Jackson, can you talk a little bit about that play to Theo, the one that picked up the first down, just how it came together in the moment, what you're seeing, what's he seeing, and the backstory to it?
Yeah, that one was really cool because it was something that we discussed, kind of a change-up, an adjustment on the route. He's really just supposed to keep running all the way through, and I told him just from like film prep and stuff, if you see that middle open, just sit it down for me. And so it was kind of just like a cool moment to see that happen in a big situation like that. And, we gave each other a little look and was really excited to obviously make that play with them.
Jax, were you surprised at all that they put the ball up and they put the trust in you to throw in that situation?
No, I wasn't, because, I wanted the ball in my hand. When I think back on the game, obviously I haven't watched the tape, but, there's mistakes that I made that I want back in the passing game, and I want to be cleaner. So I was grateful, that they did have the confidence in me to, give me the ball there. And I just knew in that situation, with the guys out there with me, that we were going to make a play.
Your mobility also got you out of some tough situations today. Would you say that the way you played today is kind of the way you like to balance it out in terms of using your legs and also throwing the ball?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to be a little bit, more efficient in the passing game. Creating a little bit, a few more explosive plays. But they had a really good plan for us, so you got to give them a ton of credit. And they've played, really good defense these past 3 weeks, and we knew that coming into this game. And the vertical passing game down the field just wasn't there because of how they played. And they're very disciplined, so we were able to take some things underneath, and when things looked a little sticky in coverage, just try to make some plays with my legs.
That's Jackson Dart. But next week, we turn the page. Week 5, Jackson Dart and the New York Giants on the road at New Orleans. Sean and I will be here afterwards for more Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health. Keep getting better. Thanks for hanging out with us this week.
Hello, guys. Welcome to Club 30. I'm your host, Henrik Lundqvist. I'm sitting here with my good old friend, Jay Lydell.
Hey, Hank. What a banger of an episode this is.
We're starting off strong.
Yeah,
First episode, Club 30, with Eli Manning.
So excited for our club members to listen to this one.
So, you know what? Podcast. Maybe not my strongest
Our
area.
strongest.
Our strongest.
Yep, first timers.
We're rookies. But, the reason why we sit here with my new role at Madison Square Garden, I get an opportunity to work in a lot of different areas and within sports and music, entertainment, media. So the question came up about hosting a podcast, and wasn't convinced right away. But then I started to think about the opportunity that lays here, to bring you on as a co-host, and then to invite guests that could teach us something. And they all have interesting stories that we could talk about. And to me, New York City is all about stories and people coming together and learn and grow, right? So I feel really excited about this project.
Absolutely, me too.
So for you listeners out there, Henrik Lundqvist, that's my name. I played for the Rangers for 15 years. I'm born and raised in Sweden. I moved to New York City back in 2005. I lived my dream, really, get to play for the New York Rangers for that long, and I loved every minute of it. That's me. Jay, who are you?
Jay Liddell, transplanted Canadian. I grew up in a small farm town outside of Toronto, Ontario. I moved down to the States for college. I was an athlete in college and